The red carpets were rolled out in Ukraine's capital. Ukraine's most noteworthy actors, businessmen, and politicians were all gathered at this prestigious awards ceremony. With tears and a standing ovation, Ukraine's elite recognized the Isaev family with an award called the Pride of Ukraine. The Isaevs forged new ground when they adopted children society had brushed aside. To receive such a distinguished award, one would think the Isaevs were from a great family line, or perhaps prominent people. Nothing, however, could be farther from the truth. Only God could write the story of how a former drug addict and a woman with a dark past could go on to become the object of their country's pride.
I wanted to live my life the way all my friends were living their lives. I wanted to hang out, party, do what I wanted to do.
It wouldn't take long before Yevgeny would pay the consequences of the lifestyle he had chosen. At 19, Yevgeny was admitted to the hospital with what he thought was bronchitis. However, his world fell apart when he learned that the diagnosis was HIV. In desperation, Yevgeny ended up on the doors of a rehabilitation center in his region.
He was a mess when he arrived. He had a black eye, had been beaten up, and he had water on his lungs. He was HIV positive, and it seemed as if his life was over, that he'd given up and there was no hope left.
At the rehab center, Yevgeny for the first time heard about the healing power of Jesus.
I began to search for God. I could see the path that I needed to go on. It was here on this bed that God gave me a revelation. Here is where I prayed for the first time. There was one verse that I memorized at that time. Seek first the kingdom of God, and then all these things will be added to you.
Yevgeny went through the rehabilitation program and was freed of all drug addiction. Soon, he would meet his future wife, Svetlana. Despite the risks involved, the two dreamed about creating a home together.
Until I got married, I was working at a cafe. After my wedding, I worked only one day, and then my manager learned that my husband was HIV positive. And he quickly and kindly told me I no longer had a job.
After losing Svetlana's job, the couple would face loss yet again. After giving birth to twins, the couple faced tremendous grief when only one child was born living. However, God used Svetlana's long stay in the hospital to give her a new dream, a dream that would involve adoption.
Sveta came to me and said, "Let's adopt a little boy, only not a normal little boy." I said, "What do you mean by not normal? From the moon or what?" She said, "No, with the same diagnosis as you." So I said, "Okay, let's do it."
The illness that Yevgeny had seen as a curse on his life became the very thing that would give him a profound love for HIV orphans. Soon, the Isaevs welcomed in their first HIV-positive child. Not long after that, another young boy, Petya.
When we took him from the orphanage, he said, "Do you remember what you said?" He was so scared that we wouldn't take him, that he said, "Please take me. I'll do all that you tell me to do. I'll clean and sweep and do the dishes. I'll do everything you tell me to. Just please put me in your family."
The Isaevs thought they were done adding to their family. However, God had other plans.
The social services called me and said, "Sveta, we are sending 2 girls to the orphanage in your town. You wouldn't want to take a quick look at them, would you?"
3 years ago, my mama and papa came for me. I was so happy that they took me. Today, the Isaev family has 9 children, 7 of which are adopted and HIV positive. It is no wonder that Ukraine has recognized them as heroes, for they have done what many would have never considered to do.
God can radically change people's lives, from drug addicts to the pride of Ukraine. We didn't think about any awards. We simply were doing what was on our hearts to do. We simply took on this problem. That is all. It wasn't for any award or title. We simply did what was on our hearts.
I only can say one thing. If you are walking with God and say yes to Him, He will give you the desires of your heart.
The power of one family's yes is changing a nation.